Today we're starting a new chapter, and today's chapter is on income or money that you're bringing in. And the learning intentions for this is going to be, first of all, you're going to have to work with mixed numbers and improper fractions. Next, we will be calculating pay for number of hours worked. So you work 6 hours, you get paid $12.50 an hour. How much did you get paid for the day? And last, calculating overtime wages. So if you get paid a little more for working over 8 hours or working on a Saturday, how much do you earn? Our first learning intention today included working with improper fractions and mixed numerals. So first we need to know what those are. An improper fraction is when the numerator is larger than the denominator. And the numerator is the top of a fraction, and the denominator is the bottom. So we call it improper when the top is bigger than the bottom. And a mixed numeral is a number and a fraction put together. So a mixed numeral might be 2 and 3/5. We have a number mixed with a fraction. And now the first thing you need to know to be able to do is to work between these. So to go from a improper fraction, where the number on top is bigger, into a mixed numeral, what you can do is, if you're good with your times tables or dividing, how many 7s are in 20? Well, I know there's 2, and then there's going to be some left over, because 2 of them would go up to 14. So I could do this as 2. And now 2 times 7 would be 14. Now how much is left over between 14 and 20? There is 6 left over. So I have 2, and then 6 out of 7 leftover pieces. If you struggle a little bit with the numbers here, what you could do is you could find 20 divided by 7 is 2.86, and I have a oh, excuse me. So 2.86, I've rounded that, but when I divide 20 divided by 7 and I find 2, well, okay, I know I have 2 of them, so my mixed number is starting with a 2. Now, how much is left over? Well, 2 times 7 is 14. 20 minus 14 is there's 6 parts out of 7 remaining. So you can either do this intuitively using your head, or if you put it in your calculator, well, there's my 2, and then 0.86, I would have how much left over after I use my full 2. 2 times 7 is 14. I have 6 left over. Now going from a mixed numeral to an improper fraction is a little easier. What we do for this is we times the bottom and we add the top. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17 over 5. Another example, let's say I had 4 1/3, times the bottom, add the top. 4 times 3 is 12, 12 plus 1 is 13 over 3. Before we can go on, we need to look at a few definitions. So the first definition is wage. If someone says, what is your wage? Your wage is the amount you earn per hour. And now sometimes people earn overtime wages, and so you may, on a stat holiday, if you had to work on Remembrance Day, you might get time and a half, or you might get double time. And what that refers to is time and a half is exactly as it sounds. It's your time, so your regular wage, and a half more. So it's your wage plus 50% more. To calculate it, it is times 1.5. Your regular wage plus 0.5 more. For double time, maybe you get double time for working on a Saturday, would be your wage doubled. So double time is your wage times 2. So to calculate or look at an example, let's say you earn $16 per hour wherever you work. You get time and a half on Saturday, and you get double time if you have to work on a Sunday. What is your Saturday and Sunday wage? So Saturday is time and a half on Saturday. So your regular wage is $16 times 1.5, because time and a half is your time 0.5 more. So this would be, in your calculator, $24 per hour. Now on Sunday, it's double time Sunday. So double time is double your wage. So it would be 16 times 2, or you get $32 per hour when you're earning double time. We're going to look at an example of a time card. Maybe this is your time card for the week. You work Monday, and at this job, you're coming in at a certain time, you're timing out at a certain time, and then you take a lunch break, you come back, you punch in, you work, you punch out, and you calculate your total. So for this example, this is your time card. You earn $12 per hour. You earn double time if you work on a Saturday, and you work time and a half for hours over 40 in a week. So the first 40 hours you get paid regular time. After that you get time and a half. So what we have here is, on Monday if you're working 9 to 1, now when we're calculating time, you can't just do 1 minus 9. Remember, time goes up to 12 o'clock and then it starts going 1, 2, 3 again. So 9 to 1 would be 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1. That's 4 hours. And then you took a half-hour lunch, which you don't get paid for. So you're here for 4 hours. And then 1:30 to 5:30 is 4 more hours. So you worked 8 hours on Monday. The next day, 9 to 1 is 4 hours. Okay. The way I do this in my head is I always go to 12. 9 to 12 is 3 hours. 12 to 1 is 1 more hour, so that's 4. Then you took an hour lunch, which you're not paid for. But then 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock is 5 hours. So you worked 9 hours on this day. Wednesday, 9 to 12:45. Well, 9 to 12 is 3 hours, and you worked 45 more minutes. So there's 3 hours and 45 minutes. And then you worked 4 hours, so you worked 7 hours and 45 minutes, which is, 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. 9 to 1 is 4 hours, as we've seen. 2 to 6 is 4 hours, so we worked 8 hours. 9 to 1 is 4 hours. 1:30 to 5:30 is 4 hours, so we worked 8 hours. So in our regular day here, if we add these up, you worked 40 and 3/4 hours. Okay. And then on Saturday, you worked 3.5 hours, and then 2 more, so you worked 5.5 hours. Okay, so we worked 5.5 is 5.5. To make things easier for the math here, we'll also turn 3/4. 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. Now, our wage. So we earned $12 for the first 40 hours. So I need regular time, 40 times 12. For my overtime, everything over 40 hours gets paid at time and a half. So this 0.75 hours extra I worked that week, I get 0.75 hours. My regular pay is 12, but I'm getting time and a half for overtime. And on Saturdays, I get double time. So 5.5 times my wage times my double time. So I'm timesing it all by 2. So now to calculate all this, 40 times 12, I made $480 for regular hours. 0.75 times 12 times 1.5, I made $13.50 in overtime. And on Saturday, I earned, or you earned, whoever is doing this, $132 for working on Saturday. And when you add all of these up, this week you earned $625.50. So your assignment for this page, I think you now have all the tools you need. Although if you get stuck, you can look through the pages. We're working today from page 76 up to page 86. So you can look through the examples there. You've been working through the book for a while. It goes examples, try some questions, example, try some questions, and then there's some assignments. So I would like you to do all the work from page 76 up to page 86.